So I checked and researched almost everywhere about Dele Alli's story to understand where he disappeared, and I found the answer. So this is the true story, told by none other than Dele Alli himself.
First question is, are you okay?
Yeah, I think it's a question I've definitely been asked a lot.
Dele Alli was born to an English mother. His father was a successful Nigerian businessman. He moved to live in the United States shortly after he was born. While Dele grew up with an alcoholic mother, Dele Alli said there were always 10 different men around the house. Without a doubt, this created an unstable living environment around him, and Dele Alli revealed that at the age of 6, he was sexually harassed by one of his mother's friends. At the age of 7, he started smoking, and at the age of 8, he sold drugs. At 9, Dele Alli's mother sent him to Nigeria to live with his father. His mother said he was sent there to learn self-discipline. Dele Alli described the period as very difficult and confusing, and after 6 months, he returned to the country. At the age of 11, they hung him on a bridge, and at the age of 12, he was adopted by the family of one of his friends. According to him, it changed his life for good. Those were also the most stable years of Alli's life, a family that truly cares for him. Dele Alli said himself that he would never forget what they did for him, and that he tried to be the best child for them. He lived with them until he was 16, when he began to play football. He played football from a young age, and at 11 he played at an academy for the first time in his life at the Milton Keynes Dons, but he played on the senior team at 16. Despite everything he went through, Dele Alli said he does not blame his mother, and during the time he was in Nigeria, he understood why she was the way she was, as he thought. That's all she knew. The moment she heard about the interview that Dele Alli did, she said she hadn't stopped crying since she saw the interview, and that she is sorry for everything he had to go through because of her, despite everything he went through. In summer 2015, when he was only 18, Tottenham decided to sign him. Already in his first season, he scored 10 goals, 10 assists in 46 matches, and in November 2015, after his debut for the England national team, he scored his first goal in a friendly against France. In January 2016, in a match against Crystal Palace, Dele Alli took control of the ball. He chipped over his player and scored a huge goal. That goal was also the goal of the season in the Premier League. All these performances at just 19 years old, and it's not enough. He was part of the Team of the Year in the Premier League, and also in the Young Player of the Year award, ahead of Harry Kane. He was also part of the England delegation at Euro 2006, that England was eliminated by Iceland. Another interesting story from this season is when Tottenham was in the championship race against Leicester, and in the final fixtures, Dele Alli hit a player and was suspended for 3 games. He did not play in the match against Chelsea, which ended 2-2 and determined Leicester's championship. In his second season, in the 2016 to 2017 season, Dele Alli scored 22 goals and 10 assists in 50 matches. In this season, Tottenham was very close to winning the championship. In that season, he was involved in 32 goals, but they finished in second place with 86 points, which were 7 points away from Chelsea, who won the championship. In the 2017-2018 season, he finished with 14 goals and 15 assists in 50 games, and Tottenham delivered much weaker performances than the previous season, finishing in 3rd place in the Premier League, but Dele still managed to provide good performances. He scored twice against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, leading them to victory on the stadium. They didn't won 28 years. He also scored twice and assisted 4 times in 5 games in the Champions League, scored a brace in the match when Spurs won 3-1 against Real Madrid. In the summer of 2018, he was invited to the England team for the 2018 World Cup. He scored an important goal against Sweden in the quarterfinals, and also, he won the foul that led to the goal that almost brought England to the World Cup final. And in 2018, he was worth 100 million euros. But just then, his decline began. In the 2018 to 2019 seasons, he scored 7 goals and assisted 8 in 38 matches. He got injured 4 times, and all these injuries were in the hamstring, which caused him to miss about 26 games. But this, not only that. After Pochettino had only 5 wins in 17 games, he was fired from Tottenham, and Tottenham replaced him with Mourinho. And in that season, Tottenham reached the Champions League final after making an incredible comeback against Ajax, where Dele Alli assisted Lucas Moura twice, but they lost in the final to Liverpool. The following season, it got even worse because in August 2020, the documentary on Tottenham was released, following the 2019-2020 season of the team, which was also the COVID season, and quite a few clips were released in which Mourinho tried to encourage Dele Alli and even criticized him for being lazy in training. Although Dele Alli said that Mourinho apologized to him, this was not shown in the documentary, and undoubtedly this documentary created a bad reputation for Dele Alli, who admitted that at age 12 he was addicted to sleeping pills. He also said it was hard for him when Pochettino left. It felt fake talking to other coaches, and gradually he lost his place in the starting 11. As he said, he looked at himself in the mirror and thought, if he could retire from football at the age of 24, retire from what he loves most. And even when he put in good performances, including a bicycle kick goal in the Europa League, he was always criticized. Him, and they even claimed that he only cared about jewelry and cars, and he was even considered for a move to Paris Saint-Germain. Another crazy fact you should know, Dele Alli scored 50 Premier League goals at the age of 23 before Paul Scholes, Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard. Even they didn't have that stats at this age. And on the last day of the transfer window, in January 2022, Everton signed Dele Alli for 40 million euros. But even there, Dele Alli did not impress, and he played only 13 games there. In the summer of 2022, he moved to Turkey at Besiktas, who signed him on loan so they wouldn't have to pay Tottenham. But he also did terribly there, after he played only 15 games and got 831 minutes. After a few months, he was no longer in the team's squad, and in February 2023, he got injured again. After he completed the loan, he returned to Everton, and Everton did not want to work with him. In July 2023, he gave an interview explaining everything he went through. Since then, he didn't play until 2025, and during that time he dealt with everything he had experienced. He even went to rehabilitation. In 2024, Dele Alli gave another interview where he appeared happier, and he talked about how excited he was to return to playing football. So in January 2025, Como, Cesc Fabregas, his team signed him. But unfortunately, after making his debut in Como, he was sent off after 9 minutes. Even Kyle Walker begged to the referee not to give him a red card. Dele Alli needs to wait a little longer to prove himself again. As he said, he has one goal. Every day at 11 o'clock, he has a reminder on his phone: World Cup 2026.